Who suffers the worst fate in Trainspotting? It's not who you think. Welcome to Addiction in Movies. Trainspotting is filled with characters trapped by substance abuse, but the saddest story isn't Renton's or Spud's. It's Tommy's. At the start, Tommy is the healthy and athletic one. He barely drinks and never touches drugs, but by the end, however, he's the one who loses everything. Tommy's downfall starts with a simple mistake from his side and an immature decision from Renton's side to steal and not come clean. Losing the videotape of his intimate moment with Lizzie sees both Tommy and Lizzie unable to handle the situation that leads to heartbreak, depression and isolation. With no one to turn to, Tommy turns to substance abuse, not out of curiosity but out of despair. It should be pointed out that because he was never part of the scene, he didn't know how to use safely, and by starting at such a low point in his life, a vicious cycle starts. At first, Tommy is always shown in bright open spaces, playing sports, surrounded by friends, but as his life changes, so does the cinematography. Suddenly he's in dim-lit, high-contrast shots, often pushed into the background. By the end he's barely visible, lying on the floor of a dark, empty apartment. It's as if the light and hope has left him entirely. One should know that Tommy is done wrong by his friends, and that holds true even though they're all struggling. But I think the point of the character was to show a textbook case of how fast the transition from well-being to hopeless substance abuse can happen, even when one is a part of a social structure. This is why harm reduction matters. Tommy didn't have the knowledge or resources to use drugs safely. He didn't know about safe injection practices or how to test his supply. He didn't know how quickly addiction can take hold, because all he ever heard was just say no, until he said yes and it was too late. Harm reduction isn't about encouraging drug use, it's about keeping people alive long enough to get help. Imagine if Tommy had access to drug education, clean supplies, mental health support, or even a safe space to use. Instead, stigma and shame kept him from seeking help, and that cost him his life. Trainspotting shows us what happens when people don't have or see options. Maybe it's time to change that, because nobody should face the pain alone, just like Tommy.